In this video, we're going to be doing a review of the Taylormade M3 irons. Let's go butts around.
Hit the ball!
Hey guys, David Folk here. On this channel, we do instructional videos and golf gear reviews just like this one. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. All right guys, we're out here at Lakeview today. We're at hole number 15. We're gonna be doing a review on hole 15, 16, 17, 18. We're just gonna go through the rest of the course here. I'm out here about 185, and we're gonna give the Taylormade M3 an on-course review. It's in the morning, so it's a little chilly, so I'm not expecting this to fly as far typically as it normally would, let's say during the middle of the summer. And of course guys, while we're out here, I'm gonna share some geek speak with you as well as giving you some dry ball information. So let's get started as we out here hole number 15. Like I said, I am about 185-ish or so. The pin's in the back, so it's probably gonna be just a little longer. I'm shooting for the middle of the pin, would be great right now. I have a KBS Tour C-Taper 105 shaft in here, so that's going to be nice and light. I really like the way this setup looks. Down by the ball, I can definitely see that the crown here is a little bit more rounded. It's a little bit duller looking there on the face, very typical of what I've seen from other Taylormade irons. The offset actually isn't too bad. Even though it looks a little chunkier here on the top line, the sole width is pretty typical for what I would determine to be player improvement, or so to speak. A little bit thicker sole, but not like game improvement or super game improvement sole. So let's give this a hit here. See how she performs. First swing of the day. I'm not super confident, but let's give it a try. A low pull. All right guys, we're out here at the Taylormade M3. You can see here is where I ended up. There is the pin. There's my lovely daughter. Say hello, lovely daughter. It was just, the strike here wasn't necessarily all that great. I pulled it. It didn't really make great contact. I'm actually pretty impressed that I got the distance that I got based on the strike that I'm at. I'm only probably 20 yards over here to the right from the pin. So, I mean, it could have been a lot worse based on the strike. So, I do see some forgiveness here looking at how I struck the ball with the M3. So, let's jump over here. Hole number 16, we'll do a rough test and see how it performs out of that. All right guys, out here hole number 16, we are doing the rough test. I kind of smushed it down here. The pin is in the middle, which is 195, so I'm not sure that this guy is going to get there, but let's give it a try, see how it feels, see how it works. Hopefully I can put a better strike on it, get it out of there. Let's just see. Again, looking down on it, it looks a little bit more helpful, if you will, than other players type of irons. The M3 I know isn't necessarily the most playery type of club that Taylormade makes, but for being that kind of squattiness and having a minimal offset, it looks a little chunky on the top line, but that's all right. And plus, looking at the polymer on the face is always a treat. All right, now here we go. Good swing out of the rough. Pulled that one as well. I definitely closed the face, you can see there. That one's gonna be just to the right of the bunker, but I might have had enough distance. It felt pretty good off the face. You can kind of see I just had a closed face right here, just pulled it off over there to the right. Let's go there, take a look, see where it ended up. All right guys, out here at the M3 ball, here is where I ended up. There is the pin over there. So like I said guys, I felt like I tried to get on that a little harder, so I pulled it over here. Again, not a bad result. I'm 15 yards to the right of the green. It's just throwing me off. I don't know what it is about the M3, but I just can't seem to get it to do what I'm thinking of doing, and it's all me. It's not necessarily the club. Let's hop over here to the 17th, which is going to be a par 3. I think it's 180, so it's going to be just kind of that 80%, 90% swing. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the dry ball data. Alright guys, let's jump into a little geek speak.
Geek speak.
About the M3 from Taylormade. First thing you're going to notice is going to be the RIBCor, what they're calling the acoustics. This is also going to help place the CG and maximize the feel so you get longer, straighter, higher flighted shots. It also has a 15-gram tungsten weight in here as well, which is going to help place the CG in the optimum position for each iron to make sure that you're getting the maximum distance without losing too much control. It obviously has their speed slots and their face slots here, which is going to help with face flexibility on off-center hits to help give a little bit more of that forgiveness for those who are looking for a little bit more help from this type of player's iron. I was also reading that these guys are going to be a little bit smaller than the M1s that were out there the past couple years. So, you know, looking down on it, it looks a little bit more healthy than a cavity back iron, but it is slimmed down from the M1 version. So let's go ahead and jump over here to hole 17, the par 3. See how she performs with that kind of 80-90% shot. This is my nemesis hole. I never end up on the green on this hole. I always just, I don't know, it just doesn't look visually appealing to me. But let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm about 178 out, so it's probably going to be about 90-ish part swing. So a little bit harder than I typically would like to sit with this shot here, but let's give it a try, see how it does. M3, don't let me down. Good strike, nice high. I'm sure I'm going to be short though. Short, rolled off the front of the green. The pin is in the front. But that had a good trajectory, a nice clicky sound that I expect from the Taylormade irons. Let's go up there and take a look, see where it ended up. All right, guys, out here at the M3, you can see here is where I ended up. If we go up here, here is my divot. There is the pin. So again, I'm pretty happy with that strike. I was just, 4 or 5 yards short of really making a really good strike at it. Just rolled back off the green, which is acceptable for how slanted this green is from back to front. That's basically either a chip or a putt up there. One putt, call it good, right? Making a par. On my nemesis hole, I'm perfectly okay with that. All right, guys, out here on the last hole, the 18th. This is the big dog leg to the left, where it's about 375 or so. We're gonna give this a good smackaroony, and then we're gonna play it out and see if I can hit like a little punch shot, assuming I make it into the fairway. So let's give these a try. I got a wind blowing a little bit in my face here, so I'm not quite sure how far this is gonna get. I'm gonna hit it at the 150 marker out there, see where she ends up. That is a nice high ball flight. Again, drawn just nicely into the fairway out there, about the 150. That might be 160 out. Let's go up there, take a look, see where it ended up. All right, guys, the wind is blowing big time right into my face. I'm 179 out. The pin is in the back, which makes it 194. So I'm not reaching the back of the pin. Front of the pin would be fantastic, but hopefully it doesn't balloon on me like it did before. Or get up in the air high, kind of what that RIBCor, I guess, is supposed to do. Let's try, hopefully keep it a little lower, right at the green. Pushed to the left. That's not a great shot. It was just the way it kind of went, and the wind just kind of pushed it that way too. That's just poor strike. You can see here is where I ended up. There is the pin. Again, the distance isn't bad. I pushed that one, and that's going to be an alignment issue on my fault. I've been struggling with that with my new swing, making sure I get the proper alignment. So I have a tendency just to kind of push everything or miss aim to the left, because my old swing was a little bit more of an over the top move, which caused everything to go a little bit more right. So it's just a matter of working on that. But overall, I mean, that distance is good. I'm impressed. It had a loud click sound, which is typical of Titleist, but looking at that result, it's definitely a solid, forgiving club. Conclusion on the M3 irons from Taylormade. I'm actually impressed with how well these perform. I didn't hit a lot of great strikes with these, but you know, it performed well. It got the distance that I was looking for, and it wasn't that much offline when I pulled it or pushed it. So the distance is good, the forgiveness is good. I'm always worried about the face slots here because they get dinged easily and the polymer pops out or the face caves in, but Taylormade always does a good job from what I've seen of turning, of taking returns and either issuing you new clubs or new sets. So it's something that if you guys have an issue with the polymer here or the polymer on the faces, Taylormade does a great job of taking care of its customers. Looking at the technology, I like the idea of the tungsten and the toe to help with getting that face center of gravity squared away to fine tune that. It has that Taylormade sound. Like I said, it's one of those that I would expect that's what a Taylormade iron would sound like from the M3, M4 lineup. Overall, it's definitely something that if you guys are looking at, you know, maybe a game improvement or a player's improvement irons and want to kind of stay away from, let's say, the P790, which I think would be kind of in the running, except this one has a cast face versus the forged face with the P790. I think that those two will probably be very similar. It might actually be a good blended set with the M4 in the long and the M3 in the short. Overall, this is another solid addition from Taylormade and how well they perform. So I look forward to hearing your comments down below, guys. Did you guys pick up these M3s? Let me know in the comments, or if you tried them, what did you think? Post your comments down below. And of course, guys, right down there, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll chat with you next time.